Banana.
Setting.
Yaman banana.
Setting.
Yaman banana.
Setting.
Sharon Garden.
Setting.
Sharon Garden.
Setting.
Sharon Garden.
Setting.
Of course, I'm still wanting to be on mute and being in compliance. You couldn't hear me. Greetings, everyone. How are you? And welcome. You called my name and here I am, and it's for a good reason. Part two of Revenge of the Yellow Yams. And it's so good to see the family here. I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas, and we know that we are here virtually because of COVID. And so thank you for taking the time to be with us this evening. I'm going to guide you through this evening's program to make sure you don't miss anything, because these yams, these animals are up to a whole lot of, well, you're going to find out. There's a whole lot of action in part two, I'm told. But before we do anything, I want to know what you can do to help us. Like, everybody is doing something to help, and in this time it's just, the event is free, and so we're asking for donations. But it's not just asking for donations in the sense of asking for donations, it's that we're giving of ourselves, and we're asking you to help us help those less fortunate. And we have our primary schools robotic program in Jamaica that we would like to assist. So whatever you can do, I'm asking you right now, top of the program, getting it out the way. Yes. Sharon Gordon is the name. I'm in the game. We have a program for you this evening, but we just want to make sure you know that we need your support for our robotics program. And it's the Primary Schools Robotics Project in Jamaica. Send an email via Zelly. Well, you send your donation via Zelly to the email address, mysticalspeedllc.com. mysticalspeedllc.com. That's it. Send it there. We thank you. We appreciate you in advance. All the proceeds will go right there. Now, the reason we're here this evening, and today we celebrate the second day of Kwanzaa, which is Kuji Chagwalia. And Kuji Chagwalia is a very important principle, because it's a principle that speaks to self-determination. And the gentleman I'm about to introduce to you exemplifies that. Today on Kuji Chagwalia, we say that we, on the second day of Kwanzaa, Kuji Chagwalia, we are all about self-determination. That means that we speak for ourselves, we define ourselves, and we don't have others speaking and defining for us. And this gentleman that I'm about to introduce to you is the person who made this possible. He is someone who has brilliantly written a wonderful book that has now become this virtual reading that you will experience tonight. I'm speaking of Hubert Gaskett. He was born in Kingston, Jamaica. He is a human resource manager for the New York City Department of Education, and he has won bodybuilding titles as Mr. Hunter College and Mr. CUNY. Hubert is the president of the Wolmer's Alumni Association here in New York, and is also a part-time track and field coach. He is a writer, and that includes writing books and writing plays and poetry. And so I want you to just help me welcome him. This is his first book, Mystical Speed, and it was a finalist in the 2014 National Indie Excellence Book Awards and an Evie Award nominee in 2014. This play that you're getting ready, well, it's really a virtual reading of the play, is really about these yams from that first book. And so it's time that I want you to just settle down. I want to introduce Hubert to you. Hubert, where are you? Hubert Gaskett, please put your hands together. Welcome, Mr. Hubert Gaskett. Hubert.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Sharon, for that great introduction. I really appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, animals and plants, good evening. The book, which is now a play, was written in part to raise the consciousness of people about importing food. It was also written to serve as nostalgia for most of the viewing audience, For others, it will serve as a means of discovering the culture of Jamaica as well as the culture of some other countries. Last week, you were introduced to Brother Tukuma and his mentor, Miss Haig. You were introduced to two American coaches, Coach Bakra and Coach Micra, who visited Jamaica to get some yellow yams, presumably the secret to Jamaica's sprinting success. A few yams and a donkey gave Brother Tukuma a fine whipping. You saw the stormy relationship between John Crow and the crew, especially with Donkey. You saw the disdain for the foreign produce. These feisty little vegetables convinced Brother Tukuma to run for mayor to raise the consciousness of the people to do more farming. Although these relationships were stormy, they came together as a team and they worked together for the love of the country. You also saw when Brother Tukuma was invited to a church and was eventually escorted out. That's where we left off. Ladies and gentlemen, animals and plants, get ready to laugh, cry, and ponder as the animals and plants struggle to raise our consciousness. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much for that, Hubert Gasket. If you're excited, I can understand why. This is an amazing, amazing story. I'm excited. But before we get started, just a few things as we settle down. There will be a 10-minute intermission like we did last week. And during intermission, I will let you know when we're at intermission, when we start, when we're coming back. What else do I need you to know? I just want you to make sure that you've told a friend already. And if you haven't, please do that. We're streaming on our Facebook page, Mystical on Facebook. And right now, it's time for Revenge of the Yellow Yams, Part 2. Moderator, take it away.
Exterior, churchyard, moments later. Brother Tukuma holds his head down and Poppy Show walks behind him.
Setting. I am sorry, Brother Tukuma. It was all my idea. People are not going to vote for you if you're poor and uneducated. Look at the Profit Margin Party. Their candidate is an uneducated businessman.
Little Yellow places her head on Rasta Yam's shoulder and starts to cry.
Brother Tukuma was our only chance. Oh, now all we have is the foreign food will take this place.
Brother Tukuma walks up to the light post and starts ripping off the flyers. He throws them on the ground and stomps on them. He cries out,
"Why me, oh Lord? Why me? I am here trying to do the right thing for my country. I am trying to create harmony. I am trying to help."
A shadow circles around in the sky.
Amen. That is a sign from God. Thank you, Jesus.
As the shadow comes closer, confetti-like paper rains down on them like manna from heaven. Poppy Show hastily grabs the papers and freezes as they read the flyers that are coming from the Profit Margin Party's blimp. Come out early and vote for the Profit Margin Party. Experience, education, and class. The celebration stops. It is not manna from heaven. It is a reign of terror. Little Yellow clasps her hands together.
Jesus, Jesus, how could you forsake us? We're nothing without you. Please, please help us, oh Jesus.
A long time I tell them to leave this Babylon system.
And go where?
I say we go to Africa.
Exterior, churchyard, minutes later. The blimp slowly flies down the hill. Mr. Samfi stands in front of his car and watches the blimp through his binoculars as it flies by. He turns to one of his assistants, Mr. Parker, 30s.
Game over. They can't match our scale.
You're a genius, Mr. Samfi. Your plan worked.
Exterior, Invincible Hill District, day. Little Yellow paces back and forth as the others sit with their heads hanging down.
We can't give up. No, we have come too far. There must be something that we can do to compete with the Profit Margin Party.
They don't have any real message that resonates with the people. They're only winning the advertising campaign.
I have an idea. I have an idea.
What is your idea?
We can sneak into the Profit Margin Party's yard and steal their blimp.
Oh, no, you don't.
Why not?
If we steal the blimp, you will be perpetuating the same crime as the people who steal the yams in the country. We have to be honest.
Foreign Ginger steps into the middle of the group.
I have an idea.
Little Yellow rushes into the middle.
Oh, Jesus, what is this? We need vision. We don't need ideas.
Go ahead, Foreign Ginger.
Well, I was thinking we could make our own blimp. How about using a bird?
Miss Hyde stands up tall and smiles.
That is a brilliant idea. Let's go and find a bird.
What kind of bird?
We need a bird that is strong and clever.
Washbelly Yam's eyes perk up.
Yes, yes. We need an American eagle, a bird that is strong and smart.
That is very true. The eagle is a great symbol of American pride, but we need something Jamaican.
Has anyone seen John Crow?
No, I think we need to ask his friend Patu.
They look up at the owl, Patu, John Crow's best friend, and wait for an answer.
Why should I tell you where he is? That good for nothing bad mind donkey almost kill him.
It was an accident.
Accident? Accident? That's not what Jonko told me. This stupid donkey didn't even say that he was sorry.
Miss Hyde pats Donkey on his side.
Seriously, Donkey, you should have really apologized to John Crow. He was the one who helped us to find Puppy Show.
Why should I apologize to him? He called me a mule, and he keeps insulting me.
That may be true, but we have to put our differences aside. We have a much greater problem to address.
Okay, I will apologize. But if he calls me a mule again, I will kick him to the moon.
Give me a little while. I'll find Jonko for you.
Patu finds John Crow resting on the top of a coconut tree.
Hey, brethren, what's happening?
Things are, you know, we just are trying to get a little rest.
I have some good news for you.
What news?
Donkey says he's sorry for kicking you, and he would like to apologize.
Really? Really? He said that?
Yes. Let's go before he changes his mind.
Exterior, Invincible Hill District. Minutes later, they both fly back to the Invincible Hill District. The donkey stands in the middle, and the rest of the group stare at him.
Say it, Donkey, say it. If you don't say it, you are a mule.
Donkey walks around in circles. His eyes become watery as he takes out the script that Miss Hyde wrote for him.
John Crow, I'm very sorry that I kicked you. I'm sorry that I carried this grudge and bitterness in my heart. You were only trying to help. In my anger, I almost missed an opportunity for us to move forward.
I accept your apology. I didn't realize how much I offended you. I'll be more considerate in the future.
Thank you, Jesus.
Amen. Sometimes you have to lose the battle to win the war.
So, as I was saying, we can use a bird to fly over the district and drop off the flyers.
John Crow looks around.
What bird?
Orange Onion walks toward John Crow.
Well, I was thinking that since you are so smart, strong, and familiar with the district, we could really use your help.
John Crow points his wings to his chest.
Me? Me? I'm the person that you all scorned and made fun of. Who'd want to see me in the sky dropping flyers?
Don't worry about it. We can disguise you.
Disguise me as what?
Well, we could put some dreadlocks on you.
Oh no! Oh no! No poor Peter shall wear dreadlocks. That's an abomination to Jah. Rastafari don't play that.
How about painting your feathers with a multicolored paint like a peacock? A proud peacock.
Well, I'm a proud John Crow, and I'm not going to change for anyone.
You will be the perfect mascot.
Who you calling a mascot? You jackass?
Mascot is really not a bad thing. It is usually a symbol of pride. The jackass is actually the mascot of the Democratic Party in America.
Now, why would they use a jackass?
Well, I heard that in the 1828 presidential campaign, Andrew Jackson's opponent called him a jackass. Jackson was entertained by the insult and used the image of the strong-willed donkey on his campaign posters.
So where did the elephant come from?
A cartoonist drew a picture of a donkey clothed in lion skin. It frightened all the animals in the park. The elephant was one of the animals.
What kind of foolishness is that?
Well, the elephant represented the Republican vote. The Republicans eventually embraced the elephant.
I don't get it.
Don't worry. The main thing is to embrace something, even if it appears silly to others.
Interior, the coach's room, morning. Coach Bakra and Coach Micro sit next to each other on the sofa.
I still can't believe that there are 20 hills in the district. Which one is the Invincible Hill? How do we find this special house?
That explains why Brother Tuckerman was confused.
Well, since we can't go there, let's call him.
Coach Bakra dials Brother Tukuma on his cell phone. The call goes unanswered.
Brother Tukama, this is Coach Bakra. Please call me. I need to find out what's going on with the Yams.
Exterior, Invincible Hill District, morning. There's lots of huffing and puffing coming up the hill. Brother Tukuma falls to the ground. He is out of breath.
What's the matter?
Also coming up the hill is an army of Yams. Ahead of them is Pupalik Yam, dressed in full military clothing.
The general's boots are not your own. Lift them up and put them down. Left, right, halt.
After forming his own militia, Pupalik Yam returns to the Invincible Hill District. Pupalik Yam and his guardsmen push past the crowd. He stands over Brother Tukuma.
Since your little plan of democracy is not working, we are going to do it ourselves. We are going to set booby traps all over the district.
Miss Hyde runs in between Brother Tukuma and Pupalik Yam.
You can't do that, Pupalik Yam. Innocent people will get hurt.
They don't care about us. Why should we care about them?
That is not the right approach. Before you know it, we will have a full-scale war.
We are committed and we are ready, but your so-called leader seems to have a problem with commitment.
What do you mean?
Pupalik Yam shows Miss Hyde a newspaper clipping of Brother Tukuma with passengers in his car.
I put my life on the line for the district, while this loser is still out there hustling? Are you kidding me?
Give us a little time. We have a plan that will work.
Okay. You guys better win the election. If not, we are taking over.
Okay, you have a deal.
Pupalik Yam and his guardsmen walk back to the army of yellow yams.
Attention!
They all stand at attention and wait for the next command.
Forward, march!
They march away. Brother Tukuma sits and holds his head down.
Brother Tukuma, I know that you're devastated by what happened in the church, but you can't let that stop you from your mission.
Miss Hyde walks over and shakes him.
Why, Brother Tukuma, why?
I can't do this anymore.
Look how far we have come. You can't give up now.
She shakes him again and looks into his eyes.
Running with the herd? No, sir. I'm free like a bird. Pass me the shovel. I'm going to make them grovel. Pass me the fork. Now I'm happy as a lark.
Brother Tukuma holds up his head.
They laugh at our vision. They didn't make provision. Let's use their derision to strengthen our position. When we overcome, the income will certainly come. Jam down, jam down. It's time to wear your crown. Jam down, jam down. It's time to wear your crown.
Tukuma.
Tukuma.
We have a brand new weapon.
Where?
Little Yellow points and looks up at John Crow.
I want to steer at.
Come on, John Crow. We really need your help. You have to be our blimp.
Sorry, I can't do it. I'm suffering from whiplash.
Patu leans over and whispers to John Crow.
Brethren, this is a great opportunity for you. Lots of exposure and the chance to become a mascot.
John Crow whispers back to Patu.
Brethren, that's too flattering. If a jackass can become a mascot, there's not much to strive for.
Patu leans over again.
That's exactly my point. You are much smarter. You will be a bigger celebrity than the jackass.
John Crow's eyes perk up. He looks down on the ground.
Wanna treat me real bad? But from the love of the country, I'll be the mascot.
Hey, John Crow, how about a little white paint? We could paint you all white, and they would think that you are a turkey.
Rasta Yam hisses his teeth.
A bleach, you don't want him for bleach?
Not exactly. The paint will fade off in a few weeks. What do you say, John Crow?
There is silence, and Rasta Yam steps forward.
That is the problem with Jamaica. We are too Americanized. Even the darn John Crow we want to Americanize. It is not Thanksgiving, and he's not a turkey.
John Crow straddles the limb and stretches out his neck.
That me I try to tell them, you know, Dread. Who never take me or leave me. Me not change for nobody.
Okay, John Crow, we understand. How are you going to carry the flyers?
I don't know. It wasn't my idea.
Little Yellow whispers into Foreign Onion's ear.
We can use a piece of canvas and tie it to his body under his wing.
John Crow is becoming uneasy.
What kind of arms those things when I go on with? Me not bleach for no, you know.
No, you don't have to bleach. We will tie a piece of white canvas under your wings, and Little Yellow will sit in it and throw out the flyers.
I don't know. We have to practice.
Okay. Where can we find a piece of canvas?
There's a piece of canvas in my grandmother's backyard. I'll go get it.
They find the canvas and tie it onto John Crow. Miss Hyde chooses Little Yellow to sit on the canvas.
Okay, Little Yellow, sit on the canvas.
Little Yellow sits on the canvas.
Okay, count down. 10, 9, 8.
Wait a minute. I'm at a rocket. Where do you think I'm going? Mars?
Brother Tukuma backs off and takes a deep breath.
Okay, we will try it again. On your mark. 1, 2, 3.
John Crow flies and Little Yellow falls off flat on her back.
You stupid John Crow. Why you take off so fast?
John Crow turns around in shock.
Don't blame me. That's why we need to practice. The canvas has to be balanced. Who do you think I am? Aladdin or something?
What do you mean?
This isn't a flying magic carpet. The 4 sides have to be balanced.
Okay, I will solve the problem. Donkey, Rasta Yam, and Washbelly Yam will sit on the canvas.
Oh, no, you don't. I'm at a jumbo jet. I can't carry all that load.
So who else can we put on the canvas to balance it?
Exterior, Invincible Hill, evening. They are debating who is going to sit on the canvas to balance it.
What about Tupalik Yam?
Oh no, oh no. He's too militant for that. He may want to turn him into a fighter jet.
Well, maybe he can send us a few yams from the Yam army.
Okay, Patu. Can you fly over to Popalik Yams army base and ask him if he could give us the two yams to balance the canvas?
I will try. Our Pupalik Yam is in a good mood.
Patu flies off to see Pupalik Yam.
Our Pupalik Yam is in a good mood.
Exterior, Pupalik Yam's army base, day. As he descends on the army base, he sees two yams tied to a post. They are being punished. Pupalik Yam walks past the yams with a scornful look. Patu lands on the banana tree.
Halt! Who goes there? Ring the alarm! Ring the alarm!
No, no, it's only me.
Why you sneak up on me? Look how much you turn food for Jankro.
I'm sorry, but Junker is why I'm really here.
I didn't know that Jankro was a vegetarian.
No, it's a long story. He's going to fly into the here and drop off flyers for the Acres of Diamond party.
Say that again. He is what?
I said he's going to fly into the here and drop off flyers for the Acres of Diamond party.
I know that he can fly, but how the hell is he going to drop off the flyers?
Well, the plan is to tie a piece of canvas onto Janko, and Little Yellow will sit in the middle of the canvas and throw out the flyers.
So where you are bad at me for?
Well, we need 4 yams to balance the canvas, and we only have 2 in the front. We need 2 more in the back, and we are wondering if you would lend us some yam for your army.
Tell me something, Patro. Look me straight into my eyes.
I'm looking.
You look like an idiot, you.
No.
So why do you think I would send you, my well-trained soldiers, to go and sit down under Jankro's behind?
I don't.
Get off of my property before we lick off your head.
Patu turns around and gets ready to fly away. Pupalik Yam turns to see him fly away and suddenly pauses. He looks scornfully at the 2 yams that are tied to the pole.
Patu, you can have these 2 idiots.
Patu's eyes light up.
Really? Really?
Stop asking before I change my mind.
He calls a female soldier, Lieutenant Colonel Smith.
Lieutenant Colonel Smith.
She marches up to him and salutes.
Yes, Major General.
Take those 2 losers to the bottom of the hill next to Grandma G's house.
She salutes him and marches over to the 2 yams.
Thank you, Pupalik Yam.
My name is Major General.
Thank you, Major General.
Exterior, Invincible Hill. Hours later, the grand plan continues.
Okay, Rasta Yam, you will sit at the front right-hand side of the canvas. Washbelly Yam, you will sit at the front left-hand side of the canvas.
The 2 yams from Pupalik Yam's army are directed to sit on the rear left and right of the canvas. Little Yellow jumps into the middle with a crocus bag of flyers that is securely tied to the canvas. Miss High gives the commands.
On your mark, get set, go.
Jankro dips his legs and flies off. The canvas glides smoothly into the air. Little Yellow giggles as she throws out some flyers. Jankro flies around for a few more minutes. He lands safely and everyone cheers.
Yeah.
We did it.
Exterior, Invincible Hill. Profit Margin Party's office. Evening. Pupalik Yam and several of his yams are in the back of the yard. There are several wires and yam vines connected to the outdoor electrical outlet.
Hurry up! The blimp is coming!
A few of the yams climb over the fence, but the blimp is approaching rapidly. Pupalik Yam reaches for his slingshot and aims. In the distance, John Crow is approaching. 2 shots are fired, and the blimp crashes in the backyard.
Retreat!
The remaining yams quickly fall in line and climb over the fence. John Crow circles around and lands in the backyard. He observes the blimp. The two cameras at the front of the blimp are completely destroyed from the shots fired by Pupelik Yam. Exterior, Invincible Hill, next morning. Members of the team assemble at the top of the hill.
Where is John Crow?
They all shrug their shoulders and look around. They wait for another half hour, but there is no sign of John Crow.
Hey, Patu, can you fly around to see if you can find John Crow?
Exterior, Profit Margin Party's office, minutes later. Patu flies around until he sees a gruesome sight. John Crow is flat on his back in the backyard of Profit Margin Party's office. Exterior, Invincible Hill, moments later. Patu returns to the base and tries to speak.
John Crow is
John Crow is what?
John Crow is dead.
No.
No. Are you sure?
Yes, he's flat out on his back. He's in the backyard of the Profit Margins Party's office.
Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus, then kill him.
What are you going to do?
We need to find him now.
Exterior, Profit Margin Party's office, minutes later.
Wait a minute. Let me see if the course is clear.
He flies to the back of the yard. John Crow is not there.
He's gone. He's gone.
Are you sure that it was John Crow you saw?
Yes, it was definitely him. He was moaning the same way like when you kick him. He could close his eye and start moaning.
Donkey holds his head down and sighs.
I don't mean to write it up again, bring it up again, but it is the story that John Crow mother told me about the same time she had saved him.
So where is John Crow's mother?
I don't know.
Maybe if we find her, we will find him.
Exterior, Grandma G's house, minutes later. They return and find John Crow with 2 burn marks on his stomach.
What happened to you?
The tears slowly drip from John Crow's eyes down to his neck.
I really wanted to be the best blimp. I really, really wanted to.
We know.
John Crow, I really thought you were dead.
So what really happened?
I don't want to talk about it. Can I have some water, please?
Brother Tukuma gives John Crow a glass of water.
Last night, I flew over the Profit Margins Party's office to take a close look at their blimp. I was hoping to get some ideas so that I could be just like their blimp.
They were trying to kill you.
They're a bunch of crooks. They need to play fair.
It's not them. It was Pupelik Yam.
What? Pupelik Yam was trying to kill you?
No. Pupelik Yam was over there testing his traps. He was drawing electricity from the Profit Margins Party's office. I tripped over the vines and got electrocuted.
So how did you get away?
My mother came and got me. She said that I would be safe here.
So where did she go?
She went to talk to Pupelik Yam.
John Crow's exterior, Pupelik Yam's army base, day. John Crow's mother lands on the outskirts of the camp and remains undetected. Pupelik Yam has several types of yams in his camp, all separated by barracks and duties. The elite battalions are practicing their combat skills.
I can't believe my eyes. What the hell is wrong with Pupelik Yam?
There's a huge statue of Pupelik Yam. Behind the statue is a cache of weapons.
Congratulations. The testing of our electrical vines is now complete. In a few months, you will be the greatest fighting machine in the nation.
John Crow's mother flies straight into the statue and knocks it over.
We are under attack. We are under attack. The Philistines are upon us.
She circles around and grazes Pupelik Yam on his shoulder. He jumps up and gives a command to his army.
Fire! Fire!
She charges at him again and knocks him to the ground. He reaches for his rifle that is made from bamboo. He pulls back the slingshot that is attached to his rifle and fires. The rest of the yams fire as John Crow's mother slips from the shots. She flies in and out until their arms are tired from firing. She finally lands on his statue.
Listen, Mr. Pupelik, me not come here for no war, but the next time you mess with my picnic, it will be hell and powder house.
He holds his rifle to his side and frowns.
My name is Major General Pupelik.
In a dare, she turns around in a circle on his statue.
Just hold and pull up there. I don't care what kind of general you are, major, minor, or whatever. I'm going to say it for the last time. Don't mess with my child.
Well, tell him to mind his own business.
He was minding his own business. This warlord business can't work anymore. The unintended consequences are killing the nation.
I am doing it for the love of my country.
For the love of your country? While you're harming its people?
Before he answers, she turns her back and flies away.
You coward! Why don't you stay and fight?
I the woman that bad like Queen Danny.
I never see nobody dodge bullet like her.
Shut up and fix my statue. That was very embarrassing. You jokers better get your act together.
We didn't train to fly planes and things in the sky. Because he shot down the blimp, he think he's Rambo.
As Pupelik Yam glances away.
But he was the one who shot down the blimp.
Yes.
I don't know.
Exterior, Grandma G's house, day. John Crow's mother flies back to Grandma G's house to join the group. She crashes into a tree. On the tree.
Hey, Mama, are you okay?
Yes, son.
So why do you have those holes in your wings?
I got caught in a little struggle.
Oh, Mama, what happened?
She is barely breathing. John Crow turns around in circles on the tree and yells.
Help! Help! Mama, please don't go.
She is barely breathing. John Crow turns around in circles on the tree and yells.
What's the matter?
Mama was flying and she just fell from the sky.
Oh my God. Those are pellets in her side. I can't believe he shot her.
John Crow's mother groans.
Promise me, son. Promise me that you won't stoop to violence. You have to lose the battle to win the war. Think about the country.
Her mouth trembles and she closes her eyes.
Oh, Mama, no.
He turns to Patu and yells.
Who did this to my mother?
I don't know.
John Crow grabs Patu by his neck.
I said, who did this to my mother?
It was...
John Crow grips Patu's throat a little tighter.
Who?
I think it was Pupelik Yam.
John Crow releases his grip from Patu's throat and screams.
Murderer!
His body shakes as anger overcomes him.
Where's Pupelik Yam's camp?
It's over the mountain, right across the river.
Okay. Intermission. Miss Sharon.
Well, now that we are here in our intermission, We thank you all for being a part of the first half of the program. I know you're having a great time. Now, one of the things that we're going to do during intermission is like we did the last time, but with the featured authors. But what I want you to pay attention right now is to what you have right there on your screen. We are asking for your donation, as I said before, and your donation goes a long way to helping our robotics program. It is the robotics program that helps the primary schools in Jamaica. Now we're doing this by you sending a Zelle donation to Mystical Speed LLC at gmail.com. Mystical Speed LLC at gmail.com. Some of you don't want to use Zelle and stuff like that, so you can mail a check. Yes, you can absolutely mail a check. We'll do it the old-fashioned way. You're going to mail that check to Wilmer's Alumni Association, New York. Wilmer's Alumni Association, New York. And once you do that, it goes to P.O. Box 110814, P.O. Box 110814, Cambria Heights Station. Cambria Heights Station. And I just want to tell you that's Jamaica, New York, 11411. Jamaica, New York, 11411-997. And I hope you got all that information. That is how you donate and help us out in this, our part two, our second staging of the revenge of the Yellow Yams. Now, as we did last week, what we're going to do this week is we have some wonderful folks that we're going to feature. But before we do that, in light of all that you're giving and all that you're doing and, you know, just everything that comes from the heart at this time, one of the things that we have to understand is a lot is happening. A lot is happening to us, and we have to find ways to take care of self first. And so I would say in light of all that has happened and all that is still happening with COVID, we're about to share a public service announcement with you that will remind you and encourage you to take care of yourself.
I had a problem with my knee, and it was stopping me from staying active, and so I took care of it. I went to a Hackensack Meridian Health Imaging Center for an MRI, and I felt totally comfortable because I could see that they were serious about safety precautions. I got treated for my meniscus tear, and now I'm back doing yoga and walking. Don't delay care. Staying healthy is part of staying safe.
Absolutely. Staying healthy is part of staying safe, and we want all of you to stay safe, especially at this time. Now, as promised, during this intermission, we are gonna, it's 8:09 now, so I'm gonna ask you all to come back at 8:20. So you're getting 1 extra minute. So at 8:20, you're gonna come back from intermission, okay? What we're gonna do now is feature 4 wonderful authors, all part of the Jamaican diaspora. And these are folks who have, well, let me tell you a little bit about them, because we're poets among them, playwrights and what have you. So we're going to share with you about our featured authors this week. Claudette Joy Spence is the author of several inspirational and practical health books. Among them are Nurturing the Garden of Joy. It's a provocative relationship type book, and it's available also in Spanish. She's also the author of Garden of Wisdom and Faith, Not My Mother's Daughter, and Sunday Afternoon Energy. And that's a book of poetry. Claudette writes and speaks on a variety of topics, and she deals with, she focuses on justice with peace and health and mutually satisfying relationships in any type of situation. That's what she speaks on. And Claudette currently has a book that she's working on that honors our ancestors, and that should be coming out soon. And Claudette is also a part of the cast here. at Revenge of the Yellow Yams. Our next featured author is Devon Harris, author of the children's book, Yes I Can, and it's a wonderful book, if I must say so myself. He also has authored a semi-autobiographical motivational book, Keep On Pushing, Hot Lessons from Cool Runnings. He's a motivational speaker, and through his Keep Pushing Foundation, he works to support and enhance the education of those disadvantaged, of children in disadvantaged communities. Many of you are familiar with Devon for his pioneering role as a member of Jamaica's first bobsledding team. And you know that story, they competed in the Olympics in Calgary in Canada in 1988. We all remember that. And that story is what went on to inspire the Disney movie Cool Runnings, and I know you all remember that. So that's our featured author, Devon Harris. Our next featured author is Andreen Bonner. And Andreen Bonner is an educator, playwright, and author of 4 nonfiction works about student resilience and the parent-teacher partnerships. Andreen is a Westchester Black Scholars Motivating Teacher of the Year, and her Literacy Gateway Institute serves as an educational solutions business. Her Firelight collection of Black and historical dramas features a full-length play, Ruby, that she has written, which is a musical about the Harlem Renaissance. Blue Mountain Queen is a dramatic play about Nanny of the Maroons, and Room 180, Room 180, The Forgotten Students of Outerbrook High, is also a part of that collection on Firelight. Her 2 works of fiction are Olympic Gardens and Long Walk to Cherry Gardens. And our final featured writer for the night, author for the night, is Leighton Holler. He began writing poetry in the late 1960s and honed his poetry through readings and workshops throughout the United States. And he is the author of 10 books. He has co-authored 2 and has published 16 books under his own Stallion Book Production label. Together with Cynthia Harris and Mrs. Lance Clark, Leighton has co-authored The Coming of the Three Spirits, and that was published under his earlier Phase 2 productions. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Those are our 4 featured authors for this week. We hope that you will go out and support them as you should. Now, what I would like to do at this time is we're going to share the wellness. No, we're not. I'm going to ask you to do me a big favor. I need you to support this robotics program that we have going on. And if we could just put up the slide one more time for folks to know that this is so important. As we sit here again on the second day of Kwanzaa, Kuji Chagulia, as we all come together, all of us, and you will get to meet the entire cast and crew later on. But as we come together and we give, we ask that you too give with us. The Revenge of the Yellow Yams, this virtual reading that we're doing, is really a love of, just love of culture, right? A love of self, defining self, speaking for self. And so we ask that you help us as we look to the next generation and help them to become self-actualized in the area of robotics. Can you imagine these primary school students getting that, leg up, right? And we want to say kudos to the Wolmer's Alumni Association for leading that cause. And so please, you can donate via Zelle, and you go to mysticalspeedllc@gmail.com. That's mysticalspeedllc@gmail.com. mysticalspeedllc@gmail.com. Again, mysticalspeedllc@gmail.com. There's also a PayPal account if you'd like. If you use PayPal, you could go to the WolmersNYalumni.net, WolmersNYalumni.net/donate-1, and that's the COVID-19 project. So if you're doing PayPal. I'll repeat that address. WoolmersNY.net/donate-1 COVID-19 projects. And again, you can mail your checks to Woolmer's Alumni Association, New York, P.O. Box 110814. That's P.O. Box 110814, Cambria Heights Station, Jamaica, New York. Again, Cambria Heights Station, Jamaica, New York, 11411-9997. And there you have it. You do that for us, and we say thank you in advance for paying it forward. So we are the Revenge of the Yellow Yams. The next thing we're gonna do is, oh, and please just know, you know, my grandmother used to say, one cocoa full basket. So when you see us coming and we're asking you, it's because we know we can. We know that you are you're simpatico with us, and you know that this is good work, and what we're doing is good work for the future of our country, our little Jamaica. So please, you know what I'm saying, we're little but with Talawa, and we know that one cocoa really does full the basket. Now, please know that we appreciate all those of you who donated last week. We got those in, and again, big salute to all of you who dug deep and went in. We know these are rough times, and we understand that when you give, and you're given because you want to. So we thank you. Okay, we really do. All righty. Now, some of you have asked me to repeat some information. Okay, so I will do that later on. Right now, I think we're going to share the wellness piece with you once more. Please remember to take care of yourselves, family. It is so important. Take care of yourselves. Our health is so important. And so we will watch this piece again. I don't think it's the right piece that's playing. Okay, it's not the right piece. Okay, it's all right. These things happen. We're good. We're good. My wonderful production, my technical folks are going to get that together, and we'll get the right piece up for you. Someone asked me to repeat the information, so I'll repeat the information. You're going to go to Zelle, and it's Mystical Speed LLC at gmail.com, Mystical Speed LLC at gmail.com to donate to our primary school robotics program in Jamaica. Mystical Speed LLC at gmail.com to support the primary school's robotics program in Jamaica. Give what you can. No amount is too small. Please know that. We know that one cocoa really do fill that basket up really quickly. So please, whatever you have, it's not too small. We take it. We thank you in advance. Are we going to try to run the wellness piece again before we return? We are almost there, almost time to return to find out what is going to happen with these yams and Brother Tukuma. Here we go. No volume. We have no sound. Okay. Okay. All righty. Thank you. Again, my name is Sharon Gordon, and you are watching The Revenge of the Yellow Yams Part 2. And I love it that my technical producer is gonna make sure that this plays, and I love that. So here we go.
I had a problem with my knee, and it was stopping me from staying active, and so I took care of it. I went to a Hackensack Meridian Health Imaging Center for an MRI, and I felt totally comfortable because I could see that they were serious about safety precautions. I got treated for my meniscus tear, and now I'm back doing yoga and walking. Don't delay care. Staying healthy is part of staying safe.
Staying healthy is part of staying safe. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to return to, well, we're going to resume rather the reading of The Revenge of the Yellow Yams, Part 2. Ms. Moderator, take it away.
Exterior, Pupilik Yams Army Base, minutes later. John Crow arrives at the camp and sees the huge statue of Pupilik Yam that his mother had toppled. He attacks the camp. He destroys several sections of the barracks. Pupilik Yam comes rushing out from the barracks. Moments later, Patu arrives with John Crow's father and several other vultures. John Crow's father zooms around Pupilik Yam's army base several times. He eventually finds John Crow sitting with his head down behind Pupilik Yam's statue. He taps at his side.
Listen, John, I know that you're very upset about your mother, but you can't fight violence with violence.
But they killed Mama.
John, I am sorry that you thought your mother was dead, but she's not dead.
No, Papa, she's dead.
She is not dead. I held her in my arms. She was in a coma. She is home resting.
John Crow looks at the devastation that he caused. All, except for the two main barracks, are completely destroyed.
I'm sorry, Papa, but I was so angry.
I understand, son. You should allow yourself to get angry, but you need to think seriously before you act.
Are you mad at me, Papa?
I am disappointed, but not mad.
Interior, main barracks, moments later. Pupilik Yam huddles in his barracks with his generals.
You better go out there now and order the troops to fire.
Lieutenant Colonel Smith intercedes.
But, Major General, they're just flying over. They didn't even touch your statue.
Pupilik Yam bangs his head against the side of the barracks.
This is embarrassing. Somebody is going to pay for this.
Lieutenant Colonel Smith stands in front of the door to block his view.
Have you lost your mind? Birds are trying to kill yams and yams are trying to kill birds. You created this army to stop the pilfering by humans.
They need to be taught a lesson.
Major General, you are crazy. The real lesson is the self-destructive behavior that you are perpetuating. It is not good for us, and it certainly is not good for the country.
The birds fly away.
You bunch of cowards. Don't you ever come back here.
You poor thing. Don't you realize it is not all about you?
Lieutenant, you are dismissed.
She salutes him and walks away.
Men, they think they know everything.
Exterior, John Crow Mountain, day. John Crow lands on the limb of the mango tree next to his mother.
Hey, son. I was worried about you and your father, you know.
I was worried about you too, Mama. I thought you were dead.
I'm happy to be alive.
Mama, I was so scared.
What are you scared of?
I'm scared that there won't be enough food in Jamaica.
I'm scared too. But we can make a difference.
It is hard, Mama. We keep fighting each other.
I know it's hard, but we have to work hard to get the message to the people.
That is what I'm trying to do.
John Crow's father interjects.
It's okay, son. We understand. Your mother will be fine. Make sure you go and help those yams.
Exterior, Invincible Hill, night. Miss Hyde and the yams are awakened by noises on the neighboring hill. Another pilfering is in progress. Miss Hyde turns her back. Her body trembles. Her skin starts to peel and fire comes out of her eyes.
And is this madness going to stop? We can't live like this.
Miss Hyde does not turn around. She takes a calabash from her waistband and drinks some water.
Do you hear me, Miss Hyde?
The trembling stops and she is back to normal. She turns around.
When Brother Tukuma wins the election, all the pilfering will be over.
And what happens if Brother Tukuma doesn't win the election?
She does not answer. Rasta Yam looks at Miss Hyde and leans his head to force out an answer from Miss Hyde.
So, Miss Hyde, you don't have a backup plan?
Well, we have to wait until we cross that bridge.
What bridge? The closest bridge is about 20 miles away. I'm not going that far.
No, it is just a figure of speech.
You figure? This is what I figure. We should have gone with Papa Yam and joined his army. We don't need Jankro. We don't need Donkey. And we don't need Brother Tukuma. And we certainly don't need you.
Cool now, sister.
How do you expect me to relax? Nobody is going to steal Jankro. Nobody can find Miss Hyde to steal her. And nobody is going to steal that crazy donkey.
Rasta Yam places his hand on her shoulder.
Why are you getting so excited?
They are coming to steal all the yams. They are coming to steal us, you, me, and Wash Belly Yam. So we should just sit here and wait for others to decide our destiny.
Ah, you are missing the point.
So you're calling me stupid?
No, just ungrateful.
Take your dirty hand off of me.
Little Yellow pushes off Rasta Yam's hand and runs down the hill. Wash Belly Yam runs after her.
Little Yellow, come back. Don't go.
Make she go on. She too cantankerous.
Wash Belly Yam continues to run behind Little Yellow.
We should never pick up that Jezebel girl. She's nothing but trouble.
Wash Belly Yam catches up to Little Yellow.
Hey, Little Yellow, you need to calm down. Rasta Yam didn't mean it like that. You know he's straight to the point.
Little Yellow does not answer. Wash Belly Yam steps from her right side and faces her directly.
So you bex with me too?
Little Yellow turns her back, folds her arms, and pushes up her lips. Wash Belly Yam jumps in front of her and faces her.
Listen, Miss Christian, you are too hot-tempered. You must forgive and forget.
Little Yellow starts crying.
Why are you crying?
I just had flashbacks of the night that they raided the hill and took away all the yams. I was too small, so they threw me and a few other yams back to the ground.
Okay, don't cry. I understand.
They didn't steal the chickens. They didn't steal the donkeys or anything else, just yams. Ever since that night, I have been tormented.
Yes, it was a big surprise. And you didn't have a game plan.
What is a game plan?
The election.
What happens if we don't win? Nobody wants to answer that question.
Okay, put it this way. If we lose the election, our message is still there. It is all about raising the consciousness of the people.
So the people are unconscious?
You are too funny, Little Yellow.
I am sorry. Sorry that I lost my temper.
Don't worry. All is forgiven.
Exterior, Invincible Hill District, day. Miss Hyde is having a meeting with the group. Everyone except John Crow is in attendance.
I just want everyone to know that we are in this for the long run. If you're not ready to defend our friends, you may leave now.
She pauses and waits.
We don't have a blimp, but we have other resources.
John Crow returns.
Wanna kill me off already?
Hey, look, it's John Crow.
I'm surprised to see you. How is your mother?
Yeah, my mom is doing well. She encouraged me to come back for the love of the country.
And you, Jesus.
I'm ready to go. Let's go.
Let's just spend the rest of the day relaxing and going over our game plan.
Exterior, Invincible Hill, next morning. They check in at the bottom of the hill next to Grandma G's house. After everyone is accounted for, they move to the flat surface at the bottom of the hill. Puppy Show scratches the canvas and 5 Yams take position next. Brother Tukuma is riding donkey, while Puppy Show stands on either side of him. Corn Onion and Corn Ginger are in the pockets of the saddle. His hide gives the signal, and Donkey rays out to announce their arrival. John Crow flies ahead of the Yams. Puppy Show clears a path through the crowd and make their way to the huge clock that is located at the top of the building next to the furnace.
Acres of diamonds, right now in the backyard.
John Crow and the Yams slowly descend to about 60 feet above the crowd. Little Yellow moves to the left and right and throws out the fires. The billowing smoke from the jerk pork stand permeates the air. Rasta Yam is very uncomfortable. He leans to the left side of the canvas to get away from the jerk pork smoke that is coming from the right side.
I can't deal with this pork business, you know.
As he leans, his weight tilts the canvas to the left.
Whoa, whoa, keep still, keep still.
It is not us. It's Rasta Yam.
Washbelly Yam tries to force herself from rolling to the left.
Rasta Yam, where are you going?
I going to jump.
No, you can't. The canvas will become unbalanced and we'll all crash.
Jano said I jump.
No, no.
Rasta Yam closes his eyes and positions himself to jump.
Stop! No!
They grab his legs. The 2 Yams at the rear hold on tightly as the canvas swerves to the left. Washbelly Yam holds onto John Crow's stomach to get a grip. John Crow spins around in the opposite direction. This time, the billowing smoke from the jerk pork stand is now on the left side, where Rasta Yam is leaning. Rasta Yam opens his eyes and sees the jerk pork stand. He also grabs onto John Crow's stomach and pulls himself to the right.
Hang on, hang on.
Please, for the love of your country.
Please, Rasta Yam, make the sacrifice, please.
Rasta Yam, Little Yellow, and Washbelly Yam vigorously lean to the left. However, it is too late. The 2 Yams at the back of the canvas are now at the rear right, and John Crow is doing his best to balance the canvas. Little Yellow loses her grip and rolls diagonally back to the center of the canvas. The bag of flyers come loose. She grabs for the bag, but it is too late. The flyers are gone. John Crow skillfully swerves up, down, and around to keep the Yams from falling. Finally, they end up in their respective positions. John Crow circles around a few more times to straighten out the creases in the canvas and then fly away. The worried looks from Brother Tukuma and Poppy Show soon turn to cheers as the crowd clap and cheer at the fantastic display in the sky.
That looked like
a magic carpet.
It looked like a flying saucer.
Exterior, Grandma G's house, evening. They celebrate by dancing and singing.
Rasta Yam, were you really going to jump?
Yes, I am. I can't define my body with that unclean smell of pork.
Well, on a positive note, it was a tremendous success. The whole place is plastered with our flyers. We are now a force to be reckoned with.
Exterior, Invincible Hill District, day. Soon after the celebration ends, Brother Tukuma is invited to a debate at the Bottom Hill Church. Little Yellow takes out her Bible and reads,
Dear God, help us. Samson slew the Philistines with a donkey jawbone.
Amen, sister. Preach it.
Donkey smiles at the thought of Samson using a donkey's jawbone to kill the Philistines.
But we don't have any dead donkeys here.
John Crow flies over Donkey's head.
That can be arranged.
That is not funny.
Exterior, Bottom Hill Churchyard, day. Miss Hyde goes through the game plan for the debate.
Donkey, you will stay under the ackee tree with the yams. Patu, you will sit on the lower limb and pass on the messages. John Crow, you will sit on the higher limb of the ackee tree. Make sure that you sit on the limb that is close to the side window.
Interior, Bottom Hill Church, evening. Brother Tukuma sits on the stage. There is no sign of the Profit Margin Party. The narrator, Miss Baker, 20s, sits around the table and takes out her notes.
Okay, we will start at 5 o'clock. If the Profit Margin Party does not show up by then, we'll make it a question and answer period.
It is now 5:05 p.m.
Brother Tukuma, your opponent is not here. Why don't you start by giving us your vision?
Vision? From I was born, I have never been to the doctor. I have 20/20 vision. I can see from here to Kingston.
He looks behind him and squints.
Gosh, who is that?
Coming down the aisle are the members of the Profit Margin Party. They have poster boards, flyers, and iPads. Miss Baker is very perplexed, but she covers it with a smile.
We were just starting. We will give you a few minutes to set up.
Sorry we're late. The roads are horrible. When I am elected, you will have brand new roads.
He turns to the man and the woman who are helping him.
Mavis, put the poster boards to the right in front of the table. Winston, stretch out the extension cord on the ground.
During this time, church members are whispering.
I don't need to hear anymore. The Profit Margin Party is getting my vote. Me too.
The setup is now complete, and it is time for the debate.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are finally ready to start.
Brother Tukuma jumps up and puts his right hand in the air.
Yes, Mr. Tukuma.
I really need to go to the bathroom.
Exterior, church, backyard, moments later. He runs toward the bathroom.
Okay, hurry up. We really need to get started.
Outside the bathroom, Brother Tukuma stands at the door and summons his team.
Lord Jesus, them come to destroy me. Look upon the whole heap of something them bring. My head a raise.
Take it easy, brethren. Take it easy.
Who me fi take it easy? Me no have no laptop. Me no have no iPad. And me no have no diagrams.
But you have us.
So who no can do? Who no have laptop? Who no have iPad?
Brother Tukuma, come. They're calling you.
Brother Tukuma hesitates. He tries to lift his legs, but he can't move. He tries to speak, but his mouth does not open.
Brother Tukuma, they can't wait any longer. If you don't come right now, the Profit Margin Party will be the winner. Come now, no.
He is crippled with fear. Brother Tukuma shakes him. Puppy Show shakes him. He finally comes out of the temporary trance and runs into the church. Inside the church.
Mr. Sampai, why don't you tell us about your vision for the country?
Mr. Samphai smiles and scrolls through his iPad.
My vision for Jamaica is to make it more profitable. One of our biggest source of income is the tourism industry. We need to ensure that we provide the best quality service while cutting our costs. We need to reduce the number of beggars on the street. We need to increase our GDP. We need to be mindful of how money works and continue to grow our profit margin.
Miss Baker smiles and flips over the page on her notebook.
Mr. Tukuma, I'm not sure if I heard your vision, but can you tell me how your vision differs from Mr. Samphai's vision?
Well, Mr. Samphai, I have a big problem with the profit margin party vision. It is hogwash.
Mr. Samphai walks over to the poster board, takes out an electronic pointer, and points to the definition and calculations.
The GDP is the monetary value of all the finished goods and services produced within a country's borders in a specific time period.
He points at the formula. GDP equals C plus G plus I plus NX.
If you don't understand that, you should not run for office.
Poppy Show looks over to Miss Haig.
What happened to the plan?
I don't know. I thought the Yams were supposed to give John Crow the answers, and he would ship it out to Brother Tukuma.
Brother Tukuma, do you have a response to that?
No, ma'am.
Any final words, Mr. Samphai?
He signals to his assistants to start packing up.
It's all about the profit margin. Remember that.
Brother Tukuma looks behind him. There's a lot of snuffling outside. A few chirps come from John Crow, who is sitting on the ackee tree next to the window.
Wait!
Mr. Samphai smirks as he continues to pack up.
I may not know about the prophet margin, but I know about the prophet Isaiah, the prophet Jeremiah, the prophet Ezekiel, and the prophet Daniel.
That is not what I meant. Profit margin is how large of a profit you have after all your expenses. You don't need to be a prophet to figure that out.
How long pull up there, Mr. Samphai? Is it right to earn profit by importing onions and ginger from a foreign country?
Yes, it's right. We have to make sure that our tourists get good quality food.
So, feel food no good?
I am not saying the food is no good. We get that food cheaper from foreign countries.
There is chatter all over the church. However, the noise from outside is piercing. The plan is slowly unfolding.
Ask him about reggae music. We entertain our tourists with reggae music. Do we import it from another country because it's cost effective?
Brother Tukuma repeats what John Crow tells him.
No.
John Crow continues to echo the information that the Yams are giving to him. He repeats it to Brother Tukuma.
China import rice from other countries?
No.
Would Grenada import nuts from other countries?
No.
It is the same with the food that we import from other countries. Why would you import onions and ginger from a foreign country when we grow it here?
Mr. Samphai is annoyed.
Will someone shut up that bird? That sound is very annoying.
Your mama.
Brother Tukuma, without thinking, repeats the words.
Your mama.
Mr. Samphai is angry. He bangs his right hand on the desk.
Why are you talking about my mother? That is a low blow. If you're not smart enough to debate me, leave my mother out of it.
Brother Tukuma glances to where John Crow is sitting.
Oh, John Crow, man. Take it easy.
Mr. Sampai is now being restrained by his two assistants.
Who the hell are you calling a John Crow?
Brother Tukuma runs behind Miss Baker.
I'm very sorry. You misunderstood me.
You must be careful how you talk to people.
Okay, I understand.
Under the ackee tree, Miss Hyde rushes to the group to calm things down.
John Crow, you're too temperamental for this assignment. Switch with Patu.
John Crow frowns and jumps on the lower limb while Patu takes his place. Inside the church, Brother Tukuma is now repeating what Patu is telling him.
We need to have subsidies for our farmers like we have in America.
What did you say?
I said we need to have subsidies for our farmer like we have in America.
Who is we? Have you ever been to America?
Brother Tukuma gives a half smile, pauses, and waits for the next message. Patu chirps the answer to Brother Tukuma.
I don't have to go to America to know about their policies.
Well, don't blame me. Blame the government.
A great American president by the name of John F. Kennedy once said, "Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country." What are you doing for your country?
I am taking care of the tourists. Should I tell them to bring their own onions, gingers, and yam when they come to Jamaica?
No, but if we know that the tourists are coming, why don't we plant enough food?
Don't lecture me. I know about supply and demand.
I am not lecturing you. I'm just saying that we should not neglect the local issues that eventually lead to crime, violence, and abject poverty. The government cannot do it alone.
And I thought you were independent. Why are you aligning yourself with the party in power?
He waits for the chirps and responds.
Government does not mean the party in power. There are politicians from both parties who are working hard to steer the country in the right direction. Government does not mean party. It means mayors, senators, councillors, and other public employees.
We are out of time. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The candidates have spoken. Hopefully, you now have sufficient information to make your decision.
Interior, Grandma G's house, night. It is election day. The Acres of Diamond team sit on logs and listen to the results on the battery-operated radio. At midnight, it is too close to call. The Profit Margin Party is already celebrating. They are singing and dancing in the backyard.
Brother Tukuma, wake up! Wake up!
What?
The election is over, and Mr. Sampai gave his speech.
I can't believe say him way. Me really can't believe it.
You can't believe it either. You win, Brother Tukuma. You win.
Me what? Me what?
Tukuma! Little Yellow drops to her knees and prays while Washbelly Yam and Rasta Yam hug each other.
Well done. Let's get ready for your victory speech.
Brother Tukuma starts walking around.
Don't worry, we will help you write the victory speech.
Worry? Me? Let's get this speech going. Acres of diamond right in our backyard.
Interior, Bottom Hill Church, morning. Brother Tukuma is greeted by Pastor Scott and other dignitaries. The pastor introduces him.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our new mayor, Brother Tukuma.
Ladies, gentlemen, animal, and plants. Good morning. Let me first start by congratulating my opponent, Mr. Samfai. He ran an excellent campaign and brought up many issues that are important to the development of our country. While we may disagree in principle, we both agree that there is work to be done. I must admit that I don't have the education or the experience that Mr. Samfai has. As such, in an unprecedented fashion, I would like him to join my party as my deputy.
Tukuma, Samfai, Tukuma,
If we unite together and combine our strengths like our Olympians do, our country will see tremendous progress. We will restore pride in agriculture and train our young men and women in all aspects of agriculture. While we can't all be doctors, lawyers, athletes, and entertainers, we can be the best that we can be. It doesn't matter about your status in life. If you are not fortunate enough to be the most educated, the most musically inclined, or the most athletically gifted person, you can succeed.
He looks in the crowd and sees his middle school teacher.
And yes, farming is an occupation. Don't let anyone steal your dreams. Don't be disheartened. Do not give up. Find your passion, blaze your trail, and tell your story. Whatever you do, you should do it
Agis.
Little Yellow nudges Miss Hyde.
That wasn't in the speech.
I know, but he has come a long way. I'm so proud of him.
The crowd is cheering and dancing.
Tukuma,
Over 20 years ago, I was born in a little district called Invincible Hill. Due to unfortunate circumstances, I had to leave the Invincible Hill as a young boy. However, my childhood years were filled with excitement, wonders, and intrigue. I used to go to the Yam Hills with my grandmother and my dear friends to plant yams, banana, callaloo, pumpkins, dasheen, and much more.
He looks over to Miss Hyde and she smiles.
Almost every day I would go up to the hills and take care of the plants and animals. I took great pride in planting the yam suckers and waited patiently until the leaves and vine pushed up through the earth. During that time, I learned more about patience. I learned to value life and to give thanks to the Creator above. I learned to respect my elders and pay attention to their wise counsel.
Little Yellow nudges Miss Hyde again.
I know. That wasn't in the speech either.
Why is he doing that?
Passion and purpose have taken over. He's on his way to his destiny.
In my quest for overnight success, I missed my purpose and almost lost my true calling in life. Like many locals, I did not know about the significance of our district. I had my rude awakening. Thank God for the plants, animal, and my special friends who helped to save me from my misguided plans for success. I hope you will join us on this unbelievable journey.
Tukuma. Interior, Mr. Samfai's house. Living room, evening. Mr. Samfai sits next to his wife, Mrs. Samfai, 30s, on the sofa. He bangs on the sofa.
Can you believe that this uneducated fool wants me to be his deputy?
Calm down, honey. Don't take it so hard.
Don't take it so hard. Don't take it so hard.
I have been working since I was 18 years old. I paid my way through college, and this is what I get?
Honey, I understand. You deserve to win. However, the people have spoken.
And I am not going to work for that idiot.
Why do you think he's an idiot? He had to have some smarts about him to win the election.
I still can't believe it. Something funny was going on, and I just can't figure it out.
Well, this would be a great opportunity for you guys to know each other. You think he's an idiot, and he probably thinks you are a selfish businessman.
I am not meeting with that idiot. I am not.
Oh, yes, you will. For the love of your country, I will set up the meeting.
Exterior, restaurant, Invincible Hill District, evening. After meeting for a few hours, Mr. Samphire agrees to be Brother Tukuma's deputy. They shake hands as they walk out of the restaurant. Moments later, the tears of happiness on the hill soon turn to sadness. Little Yellow is reading a letter. She wipes the tears from her eyes as she reads the letter.
Dear friends, as we write this letter, our hearts are heavy and our eyes are filled with tears. For some mystical reason, we became a part of your team. Over the past few weeks, we fought, we argued, we laughed, we cried, and most of all, we accomplished the mission. We must now heed to our higher calling and follow our destiny. Goodbye from Foreign Ginger and Foreign Onion.
Miss Hyde hugs her friends to comfort them, but not for long. It is now time for Miss Hyde to reveal her mission.
I too must follow my destiny. I have been in exile for many years. It is almost time for me to move on.
What do you mean by that?
I'm not really Jamaican.
What?
I am Old Haig, the ghost of the Caribbean. I am known in Guyana as Old Haig. I am known in Trinidad and Tobago as the Sousayant or Old Hag.
The Yams, Donkey, Patu, and John Crow gather around.
In Guyana, they say that I shed my skin at night, turn into a ball of fire, and suck the blood out of babies. In Trinidad, a similar story is told. They say that I shed my skin at night and transform into an animal, bird, or a ball of fire, and I suck the blood of people.
They are in shock. Washbelly Yam slowly backs off.
Did you really do all those things?
I really don't know. I have dreams about doing awful things, but I don't remember.
Donkey, Patu, and John Crow quickly slip out of sight.
Hey, where you going? You can't just leave us like this.
Come here, Little Yellow. Come and sit over here.
Little Yellow takes off her shoes and is ready for combat.
That won't be necessary, Little Yellow.
Little Yellow places the shoe back on her right foot, but she does not get any closer.
You have almost fulfilled your destiny.
What destiny?
Brother Tukuma won the election, but he has a special commitment to fulfill.
And what is that?
In time, you will find out, great leader.
Great leader? Me?
Yes, you have proven yourself.
So what do I do now?
She slowly vanishes from their sight.
Don't leave! Don't leave!
Her voice echoes as she drifts over the hills.
Some people come into our lives for a reason. Some people come into our lives for a season, and some for a lifetime. My reason and season are over. Brother Tukuma will be in your lives for a lifetime. Goodbye, my friends.
Interior, hotel, coach's room, day. Coach Bakra and Coach Micro sit on the sofa reading the newspaper.
After a long-fought election, Brother Tukuma was declared the winner of the mayoral election in the Invincible Hill district. In an unprecedented move, Brother Tukuma nominated his opponent, Mr. Senpai, as his deputy mayor.
That is impossible.
I totally agree.
Something is wrong. He stopped answering our calls. Why?
I don't know, but it's time we go and get our yams. We only have 2 more days in Jamaica.
I can't wait to get my hands on that thief. He took our money and we still don't have the yams.
Exterior, Invincible Hill District, day. The coaches run from hill to hill, searching for Brother Tukuma. They finally see a lady who is carrying a basket of fruit on her head.
Do you know where we can find Brother Tukuma?
The last time we see him, he was going up the hill.
My God, how did he get up there?
Me don't know, sir. There used to be some trucks over there, you know. They just vanished into thin air.
How could the tracks just vanish into thin air? We have to find him. Let's create a path.
Begin flashback. Interior, hotel, night.
You don't want to do that, sir, because 4 coaches, you know, from Europe went over there for a week ago and then vanished into thin air.
Are you sure that they didn't just go back to Europe?
And leave them luggage in the room, sir? No, go so. Go something wrong. They must be over them.
End flashback. They grab a few loose branches and start cutting at the yam vines. After several minutes, they clear about 3 feet and create a path. Suddenly, there are giant mounds of dirt and debris rolling down the hill with rapid speed. Within a few seconds, they are covered with dirt, gravel, vines, and yams. They struggle vigorously to free themselves, but they can't move. Finally, Coach Bakra frees himself and frees up Coach Micro.
Help! Help! Help!
Top of the hill, there's a big shouting match.
Stop it! Stop it!
No, we are under attack.
No, those are my friends.
How was I supposed to know that?
Pupalik, you are too trigger happy.
Halt!
The rumbling stops. Brother Tukuma runs down the hill as fast as he can. Both coaches are covered with yams.
Are you okay?
We are okay.
We're okay.
We're okay.
I'm so sorry.
What's going on here?
Well, it's a long story. It all started out when I came here to get you some yams.
Top of the hill, moments later, Little Yellow rushes over to Pupalik Yam.
Brother Tukuma held up his end of the bargain by allowing you to come back to the Invincible Hill District. You told him that you would set up your base here. You would only use force to protect the rest of the yams.
That is exactly what I was doing.
So how do you explain the damage at the bottom of the hill?
I laid my guns down.
You also laid landmines.
No one got hurt.
No, you should have at least given them a chance to come a little closer.
So they can continue stealing us?
Brother Tukuma needs to fulfill his commitment.
What commitment?
His commitment to the coaches, which you almost ruined.
I am not going to argue anymore. I will take a page out of your book. For the love of my country, I will curb my anger and anxiety.
Little Yellow gives him a big hug.
What about the other people? Aren't you going to release them? I hope they're not dead.
I took good care of them. Platoon number 4 and platoon number 5. Retreat.
A few yards away, mounds of yams, dirt, and vines retreat to the top of the hill. The missing coaches from Europe emerge from the rubble. A few yards away, an empty police car emerges from the rubble. Bottom of the hill, moments later. Brother Tukuma continues the conversation.
And you're not going to believe this. Our party name became Acres of Diamond Party. Our slogan was Acres of Diamond right in our own backyard.
The coaches stare at him. Brother Tukuma pulls them out of the rubble. They walk to a truck with writing on the side. Brother Tukuma's farm.
What happened to the taxi?
No more hustling. Farming is back.
We knew you were getting us, Yams, but we didn't expect so much. How did you do it?
He echoes the voices of the Yams at the top of the hill.
It's mystical.
Cow,
Mystical, cow.
Well. There you have it. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That concludes the play reading, the virtual stage reading of The Revenge of the Yellow Yams. And it's mystical, says Brother Tukuma. I don't know about you, but I thoroughly enjoyed myself. Did you?
Yes.
Okay, I don't need you to go anywhere, all right? We have a quick reveal that's going to come up, but we have some folks who need to come and speak to you. So first, let me introduce someone very special to you. As we conclude this play reading here, there's someone I'd like to share a few words with us. She is the president of the Union of Jamaica Alumni Association, USA Inc., UJA, Leslie Ann Samuel. Leslie Ann is in her 4th term leading the 30-year-old 61 Alumni Association member organization. Leslie Ann has led the UJA family through this unexpected pandemic in so many creative ways, keeping us together and supporting the various events as we are making lemonade with the COVID-19 lemons that we have received. She is one of the characters, as many of you may have already suspected. Oh yes, so help me welcome our cast member, President Leslie Ann Samuel. Clapper, Leslie Ann.
Thank you so much, Sharon. Make sure that I am off mute. I'm off mute. Wonderful. A warm Jamaican good evening to you all. I am truly hopeful that you all enjoyed this virtual reading. I know I did. It had some action and lots of humor, and it reminded us of so much that we cherish about our island home, eh?
Yes.
Before we meet the cast and Hubert does his remarks, I just wanted to say a few short words of thanks. So please, on behalf of the entire Union of Jamaican Alumni Association's family, our sincere thanks to Hubert and the Woolmer's team for allowing UJA to be a part of this production. Not only was it fun to be a part of something creative and different, it extended to the world the talent that exists among us. In Hubert Guscott, we have a gifted author and playwright. And from the cast, we have witnessed the brilliant performances of our fellow members. So our thanks also to the cast for choosing to give of their time and skills to this project. We couldn't have gotten here without you. Our thanks to those of you who contributed to the UJA's primary school robotics program. No, as Sharon said, one cocoa, full basket. Every donation will definitely make a difference. So please visit our website, www.ujausa.org from time to time to get some updates on our progress. And finally, my thanks to each of you who tuned in for our performances both last weekend and again tonight. We hope that you enjoyed it and that you will share the video links with family and friends who may have missed it. With that, I say happy holidays to each of you and wish you a healthy and prosperous 2021. Back at you, Ms. Sharon.
Thank you so much, Leslie and Samuel. Thank you so much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the man of the hour. You know, the man who made all of this possible with his ingenious ideas and words. He's the one that put 37 characters and 20 cast members together. He's the one who took our support and encouragement to where we are this evening. For him, for us, for you, here is novelist, poet, playwright, and a gentleman in every sense of the word, Hubert Goskett. Please put your hands together for our dear Hubert Goskett.
Good evening, everyone. I'm sure you're all willing to see the cast members, but I have to thank so many people who helped this production. So just bear with me. I'm going to thank some folks, and then we'll go to the reveal. So thank you for viewing and supporting this virtual reading of the play. Let me first thank God. Without him, there would be no inspiration to write this story. Thanks to my wife, despite having some serious medical challenges this year, she stood in my corner and supported me. To my children, they are my biggest fans. To my brother, his wife, children, and close family members, thank you so much. My niece, April, I know she's watching on Facebook. She really helped me to polish the script, but she stands behind in the scene. To my Wilmer's family, the executive committee, many of them are in the cast. Special thanks to Danny Lindsay for his technical assistance and monitoring the donations. To my UJA family and the UJA board, many of them are in the cast. To Claire Menzies for editing part 1 and uploading it to YouTube. To the UJA Public Relations Board. To Carlene Loggy, Jennifer Brown, Lorna Fairweather, Barbara Lewis, Sharon Wilson, Dwight Clark, Wilbert Davis, and Donovan Wilson. Special thanks to Susie Morris. I said last week the way this started, Susie Morris pretty much asked me to do the virtual play. I gave her 10 reasons why I shouldn't. She gave me 10 reasons why I should, and this is where we are. A special thanks to the cast of The Revenge of the Yellow Yams. They have worked tirelessly over the past months, rehearsing, providing input, and creating a better play and a better experience. Special thanks to Leslie Ann Samuels, whose leadership skills came in handy. She held my hand throughout this, similar to how she holds my hand as the UJA president. Her other skills work wonderfully. Those avatars that you see in the background, once we received those, she was very instrumental in setting those up. To Sharon Gordon, our MC, my nickname for her is Coach Carter, because she really elevated us. She really took us from just being, so-so to real polished individuals who are just trying to make this work. She has had tremendous value to the play. I have told her that on several occasions. Also to Everton Bailey, who along with Sharon Gordon, utilized their acting and film experience to guide us over the past week. To Beverly Barr, who basically, as an English professor, made sure that some of the English that was out of line were in line. To Carlene Largy, a person who embodies excellence. She helped with the program as well as several ideas and was instrumental in setting up the interview with Dervin Malcolm. Dervin Malcolm allowed us to interview on his radio, and it was a wonderful experience. Thanks to Evelyn Gooden, who basically at the inception helped with the flyer and also came up with the idea that we should be uniform across the board. To Jennifer Brown, who are technical assistants, Natasha David's technical assistants, to Andrew Brother Clark, who observed our rehearsal and gave his feedback, to Kathy Harris, also observing and giving feedback, to Lincoln Stuppert for providing technical consultation, to G Nice for providing technical consultation, to Alamar Young, who designed those wonderful avatars, to CJ Saunders, who designed the flyer. If I am missing anyone, I do apologize, but this is a long list. But I want to thank everyone for their support. And now it's time to reveal the cast. Okay. All right, are you guys with me?
Yeah.
Okay, so the first person I'm going to reveal, the person who plays Mr. Scott and Lieutenant Colonel. Her name is Karen Wilson Robinson. She's from Immaculate Conception High School Alumni Association.
Hi, good evening.
Okay, and she, I believe, is the president of the association, and she's an attorney, and a lot of things go with Karen. All right, to Mrs. Phillips, Miss Baker, Leslie Ann Samuel, Immaculate Conception High School Alumni Association. She's back, and we know she's our fearless leader, president of UJA, and hopefully president for life of UJA. Mira and the lady, Evelyn Gooden from New Day Primary Alumni Association. And I did speak about Evelyn before. Evelyn? Mira?
Hello.
Okay, all right. So now we have Miss Brown, Miss Smith, Miss Agatha, and Mrs. Samfa. We have Jennifer Brown from Westwood Old Girls Alumni Association. She was also the technical person who saved us throughout the play. Jennifer?
Hi.
Okay. Now we have Long Pants, White Shoes, Joe, Poppy Show, Pastor Scott, Army Officer 1, Mr. Wilbert Davis from St. Catherine High School Alumni Association. I believe he's the assistant treasurer under UJA, and he has served in that capacity for many years. Welcome, Mr. Wilbert Davis. Okay.
Hi, everyone.
Miss Clark, Mary, and Foreign Ginger, Miss Claudia Joy Spence from Arden High School Alumni Association.
Hi, everybody.
Okay, and she was one of our featured authors. Next, we have Miss Lee, Miss Wilson, Foreign Onion. That's Natasha Davids from Immaculate Conception High School Alumni Association.
Hi, everyone. Hope you
Okay,
enjoy.
and she's been on the board and instrumental. I know in the high school graduate awards, she actually saved the program by singing the national anthem. We'll never forget that. Okay, so we have Olman Patu, the Army officer. That's Clinton Phillips with Dental Technical High School Alumni Association. Okay, he's a big star, great singer, and a wonderful prayer warrior. Okay, we have Coach Micro, the MC, Mr. Sam Fye, John Crow's father, Donovan Wilson from St. Elizabeth Technical High School Alumni Association. He's the vice president of UJA and has served in many capacities, helping out with the mega raffle and so on and so forth.
Hey, thanks for making me a part of this.
Okay. And then we have John Crow's mother, Sharon Gordon, from Convent of Mercy Academy Alumni Association. And she needs no introduction. And as I said, she is my coach, Carter, who has had tremendous value to this operation. And then we have John Crow, Mr. Trevor Pitter from Woolmer's Alumni Association.
Hello, everyone.
Okay. My bona fide brethren. We go way, way back over 40 years. We have Coach Bakra, Pupalikia, Mr. Everton Bailey from W.C. Bryan High School in Queens, New York. Okay, now Everton was born in England to Jamaican parents, and he's like living now in Long Island, and he is truly the embodiment of someone who absorbs the Jamaican culture, because in many respects, if he did not tell you that he was not Jamaican, you probably wouldn't know. So thank you, Everton. And also thank you as a musician, that person we saw. For those of you who saw the first clip, the saxophone player, that was one of his students. Okay, so we now have Wash Belly Yam, Miss Paulette Willoughby from Wilmer's Alumni Association. Paulette is pretty much the backbone of our association. She has served the association, Wilmer's Alumni Association, for many years. And she's also the chairperson of the Jamaica Independence Ball. So thanks really for supporting us, not only on this venture, but all the other ventures that you have done so to help folks in the diaspora. Little Yellow. Okay. Little Yellow is Miss Carly Lodgy, Immaculate Conception High School Alumni Association. And again, a person with boundless energy, and a person that you want on any team if you want it to be successful. Rasta Yam. Okay, Rasta Yam, another dear friend for over 40 years. He's kind of like my tester. Everything I want to test, I call up Danny, tell Danny, we test it out. He makes sure that the money, all the donations, whether it's from here or somewhere else, it's handled properly. Almost done. Don Keith, Mr. Kenneth Cyrus from St. Catherine High School Alumni Association, friend of the family. My wife also attended St. Catherine High School, so that's where the connection came in. Miss Haig, Ariel Blackman, Wilmer's Alumni Association, a person who I met a few years ago and have become to admire tremendously. To Brother Tukuma, Mr. Vernon Steele, Wilmer's Alumni Association, another brethren, we go back way 40 years. And to the moderator, Miss Beverly Barr from Wilmer's Alumni Association. As I said before, she is a tremendous leader. She makes sure that the English is right, and the tone and the diction of certain things are right. So thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the folks. Give them a big hand of applause.
Yeah.
We need clap them more, man. Bigger clap. Holy for clap. Holy for applause.
I miss Lou kind of clap.
Yes, clap them. Yes.
All
Well,
right.
ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. There are some congratulatory messages in our chat, and thanks to everyone who took the time to write in our chat, and thanks to everyone. I mean, we keep telling you thanks because we really do mean it. We just thank you for spending your Sunday evening with us. You could be anywhere else and you chose to be with us, so thank you. I hope you had as much fun as we did, because we absolutely had a great time doing this. Please have a safe, peaceful, and blessed rest of the holiday season, and we pray and we hope that things will be back to, I don't even know if we can say back to, but things will be in some kind of normalcy. I don't even know if that's the word or the phrase, but y'all understand what I'm saying. We're hoping that 2021, is that year that makes us feel a little normal again as humans. So thank you all. Have a happy new year. I want you to walk good and make good dopey follow now. Mwah. Thank
All
you.
right. Bye, guys. All right.
Happy New Year, everyone.
The link will be up so you'll be able to watch this again. The link will be up, right? Jennifer, and let's say whoever, the technical team, the link will be up.
Yes,
So you'll
yes.
be able to see this part 1 and part 2. And remember to donate. Mr. Garcia, LLC and Gmail.
All right.
Robotics.
Okay, and just remember the email, should you at some point need additional information. or just somehow you lost the donation information, you email mysticalspeedllc@gmail and all that information will be provided. All right.
And a happy Kwanzaa and a prosperous year ahead to everybody and your loved ones.
Same to you. Same to
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
That's what it's about. We'll be doing this. We'll see you. Bye.
Next spring.
Bye.
Bye.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
New Year.
Happy
New Year, everyone.
Everybody
Happy
did
New Year,
well.
everyone.
Thank you. Cheers.
Come on, banana.
Cheers.
Come on, banana.
Set in.
Yeah, man.
Come on, banana. Set in.
Setting.
Come on, banana. Set in.
Okay. Good night, everyone. Be well. Take care.
That's great. Bye.
Okay. And thanks to
Bye.
Danny.
Bye.
Thanks to Danny for joining in despite having
Oh, Danny. Oh, yes, Danny. Condolences.
yeah.
Thank
Danny.
you. Thank you.
All right. Okay.
Hi, Danny. Bill Joe.
Yeah, thanks for being strong, man. Due to the circumstances. All right.
Stay strong. Stay
All right.
strong, Danny.
Take care now.
I'm here, so you know I'm strong.
We know that.
Yes, my dear. We know that. We know
Yes,
that.
The show has to go on.
Hey,
Yes.
exactly. Exactly.
Two team player.
Yes.
Yes, Danny.
Awesome. For the love of the country, as the story would say.
And the love of the people.
Yes.
And the love of the
Yes.
people.
Yes.
Big time. Big time.
Good
All
job.
right, guys.
Good job, team. Good job.
Bye.
Good job, team.
Bye.
Bye
Okay,
now.
bye.
Signing
New
off.
Year. Happy
Okay.
New Year.
Happy New Year.